Hey guys, welcome back. We are live right now on another one of these lunchtime live streams. And in today's lunchtime live stream, we are going to take a look at MiSTer and doing an NVRAM upgrade, or sorry, not NVRAM, SDRAM upgrade to this guy so we can enable more cores. So let's check it out. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me here for another one of these lunchtime live streams. We're going to definitely keep this one to 15 minutes. I have to. I have no choice but to keep it to 15 minutes. But that was the whole intent. So we're going to try to stick to the time. So what are we doing today? So I'm going to jump over to my table camera here really quick. But on the table camera, we've got our MiSTer device here. Sorry, my camera's wigging out a little bit. Let me make sure I get it. All right. So we've got our DE10 Nano, and we're going to do this SDRAM upgrade to it here. Sorry, the thing is, the camera's like in a mess up right now. So anyways, we're going to do this SDRAM upgrade to it right now. So, all right, let's go through a little bit of basic 101. Just so you guys know, I am completely new to, oop, that was my intro. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. I got this cool new like Steam Deck thing or Stream Deck thing where I can press buttons to do stuff, so I got excited. So see, look, I got this one.
That's how Dad did it.
That's how America does it.
And
It's worked out pretty well so far. So like we're all queued up now, and I can even cue the intro music if I need to. All right. Enough of that. But so let's do. See, I'm killing the time. We're supposed to be 15 minutes, and I'm going to totally kill it. So basics of what we're working with here is I only have the base kit, right? The DE10 Nano kit. So I just wanted to let you guys know the basic kit out of the box does support certain games, and I'll get into that in a minute. So you don't necessarily have to do the upgrade. You could actually have a lot of fun with just the basic, MiSTer kit. So this is 128 gigs, a 128 gig upgrade. So we'll get into that in a second. And this is actually a website where you can go. I'm sorry, not gigs. Wow. See, I sell storage for work, so I'm thinking in gigs and terabytes right now, but megabytes. So it's a 128 megabyte upgrade. This is one website that you can get these on. There's a bunch of different places. You can go on eBay and stuff like that. So just know that there's a lot of places to do this, and also know that you don't necessarily have to buy the upgrade kit. You can really enjoy it by on its own, and I'll show you in a minute when we kick over to the table space here. All right, I'm going to kick over to the table space right now. All right, so we're over to the table. I wanted to flash this up here really quick. So this right here is the supported list. I actually ripped this picture from one of Smoke Dragon's videos. Or Smoke Dragon, Smoke Monster, Smoke Dragon. That's all, dude. I mess everything up between Toy Shark, between Toy Shark and Smoke Dragon. I'm changing everyone's name. That's awesome. Smoke Monster. I got it. I gotta say it a bunch of times. So yeah, so that's your compatibility list right there. So you can use this list, and you can run all of this with the DE10 Nano out of the box. You don't need the memory upgrade. So just keep in mind, if you're looking for just these cores, that's really fun. I did want to also, damn, this camera keeps going out of focus. The other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is, sorry, that's super distracting. I'll have that go away here in a second. But the other thing I want to mention to you guys is that the memory upgrade, I'm brand new to MiSTer, right? So this is just us exploring it together on these live streams. So I'm brand new. This isn't something that I did before. I'm learning as I go. So basically, if you're looking at the MiSTer device like this, you're going to see in the front of it, you're going to have your Ethernet connection, and then there's a series of pins here on the right-hand side. This is where your memory upgrade is going to go. So the important thing is it even has it labeled. It says this side faces outward. So you're going to want to make sure that side does face outward when you install it. I'm going to install it really quickly. You'll see it's really simple. I had uninstalled it to reinstall it. There isn't any software you need to load on it or anything like that. It's going to instantly recognize this device. And then at that point, it can enable you to play other cores. So one of the cores that I was surprised, before I do that, one of the cores I was surprised wasn't supported with the base memory is actually NES and SNES. I was actually surprised that for whatever reason they require the I think it's actually the lower one. So you can get away with, I think, SNES and NES with the 32 meg upgrade. I just went 128 because I wanted to have openings to do everything. So we're going to jump over. I'm going to do that upgrade really quick, and then we'll fire up the MiSTer. So again, like I said, I'm not an expert in this. I'm learning as we go right now. So, okay. So I'm going to do this. You're going to see, I'm going to get off the mic for just 2 seconds while we do this, but you'll see it says this side faces outward. Sorry, this camera isn't the best I have right here. So you can kind of see it's sort of zoomed in. So that's what we're going to do. So hold on, I'm going to do that real quick. All right, I'm making sure that it's all aligned on all the pins, and I'm going to press it down. Be careful when you do this, though. All right, so now it's pressed into place. So technically at this point, I should be able to leverage the other cores that this has available. So I'm gonna jump back over to this screen right here, and we are going to fire up the MiSTer device. So hold on 1 second here. Let's get this fired up. So I actually have it. I'm going to jump over to the table so real quick so you can see this again, but I'm going to plug it in. I don't have a power switch on this power cord, so it's literally just plugging it in. So I'm going to plug that in right there, and then we're going to go from that to enabling the MiSTer screen right here. So give me 1 second. We're going to kick over to that input on our HDMI switch right here, which I actually have a remote for it now, so which is kind of cool because I didn't have that before, so I couldn't exactly do this in an easy way like I can now. So this should be our MiSTer if it all comes up okay. Okay, cool. So you'll notice I'm actually using the 8BitDo M30 2.4 gigahertz controller here. Let me just check I'm going to check the comment section really quick before I move forward. All right, let's see. Bro, you have some soft looking hands. That's right. They're really soft. Steady as she goes. Yeah, you want to be steady when you're doing this kind of thing. Let's see. I don't see many questions in here. I guess, keeping with the theme, I don't have Justin with me right now, but it might be cool. I don't have console kits with me, but it might be cool for you guys to do a little vote right now and say if you're interested in MiSTer and me covering more of MiSTer, I guess press 1. And if you have no interest in MiSTer, press 0. So MiSTer, you supportive of MiSTer, want to see more, 1. And no interest, 0. So I think if you're here, you probably wouldn't be pressing 0, but hopefully that's the case. So one thing I did struggle with is I actually struggled with Neogeo, believe it or not. Neogeo actually gave me a little bit of a problem. Sorry, you're getting a little bit of graininess behind me just because my lights aren't all the way turned up, but I didn't have time to really fully set up the studio, so sorry about that. But yeah, so Neogeo was a little tricky. So with Neogeo, and we'll go through it real quick. When you select Neogeo, you're going to have a couple options. So now when you load the core, it isn't as straightforward. The cores for NES and SNES, NES, Genesis, they're really simple. You just install the cores on your memory card and you're pretty much done. Like there isn't a whole lot to do there. Where here you actually have to have a couple things. You have to have all the BIOS files for Neogeo. I'm going to try to provide those in the I was actually thinking about, I don't know, maybe if there's any legalities around this, but I wanted to make it really easy for the first time person. So I was thinking about just maybe making an image of this SD card that you could just burn so that it's all sort of ready for you. And actually, I think it was I think it was Brian. See, Brian's way more ahead of me on this stuff, but I should have actually give you an explanation of what this is. So this is really more hardware recreation than it is software emulation. So it really does. It's very, very, very accurate representations of the games. So anyways, getting back to Neogeo, there's a couple things you're going to need. You're going to need those files. So I was thinking about throwing those files up on like a Dropbox for you guys. And it includes the UniBIOS file and a couple other files that are required for Neogeo. But the one thing that tripped me up is there's an XML file that you have to have. So let's say you put where I go here and I say load ROM set. Let's say I just threw these files up here, or the directories up here. There's two caveats. One is the games need to be in their own directory. The other one is that they can't be zipped, so they have to be unzipped. So you have to take the ROMs and unzip them into their raw format. The other thing is you need to have this XML file, which basically tells the software where the files for the games are. It's kind of similar if you've ever played with Hyperspin in the past. Hyperspin has these XML files that kind of direct the software to where you need to go to access the games. Same thing here. So just keep that in mind. Check your bell. I don't know what that means. Check your bell. Elaborate, please. There's a comment that says check your bell. I don't know what that means. Am I like my phone? My doorbell? What bell are you talking about? Anyways, so we'll go right in. The notification bell has 3 settings. The notification bell. How come I have no idea what you're talking about right now? All right, anyways. Maybe I'm just really I don't even know. All right, anyways. Oh, yes, your notification bell. Yes. Check your notification bell. Actually, if you put notifications all, I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't know we were talking about YouTube because I was talking about MiSTer. But if you are tuning in for the first time and you want to make sure you catch all of these, make sure you put your notification bell to all so that every single thing that I publish, you'll be, if you want that, obviously you'll be aware of. That's funny that, Hot Pockets. So, yeah, so here's my Neogeo games. I can simply go in here and they'll play. Now, the thing is, so you're looking right there. There's a bunch of files that it needs to load. If those files aren't there, it will not load the game. But I've noticed Neogeo seems we know how to stump Ralph. Yeah, it's not hard. But now you know how to get into the game here. But it isn't as straightforward. So I'm planning on doing more of a full tutorial so that hold on, put the game music on here so you can get through it. I'm planning on doing more of a full tutorial so I can teach you how to actually get this working, because Neogeo stumped me big time. But dude, the freaking emulation or the representation of the games on this, it looks so good. Like, and this isn't even, I don't know, this looks just as good as my, when I run my original hardware through the OSSC, it looks just about as good. And this isn't even as good as it can get. So you can go into the settings and you can tweak a bunch of things. So if you want to do like, if you're someone that loves, when you go through these menus, you have to actually hit the A button. But if you like it wide and stretched, that's fine. You can do that. But then some of the cool things is you can really like refine it. You can do a CRT filter. And the CRT filters look really nice too. Like these aren't like BS CRT filters. The one thing you'll notice with CRT filters is it will darken the image a bit, so you could like mess with your brightness and contrast to get it back to how you like it. But dude, this looks really good. So just keep in mind. But I'm learning, like I said, I'm learning MiSTer as I go. This is something that I'm kind of like involving you guys in as I learn it. It took me a little while. I was a little bit annoyed that I couldn't get Neogeo working, and then I realized, oh, it requires this XML file. And had I looked, it actually does say that in the documentation, but lately, these days we don't read as much as we used to, so I should have actually paid attention to that and read the documentation. But yeah, the other thing too, so we'll go out of here really quick. So if you want to load another ROM, you can go here and simply go to, I've never played the turbo hack of Metal Slug, but yeah, you can go here. I only loaded Metal Slugs. I just didn't have enough time to load a bunch of different ones. It will maintain, if you go from ROM to ROM, it will maintain the filter you set, so you can just shut that off, but the image is like really nice on this. All right, let's go really quick. We'll go back to, so if you go to the bottom of the menu, you'll have this exit option. That's when you can go right or left. If you go left, it brings you to this, which you don't want. You have to go right, and then you'll get you back to cores. So here you can say cores. And by the way, actually going back one, each core allows you to define the buttons for that core. So if it's like, I'm using this, but I think I'm going to go to like an SNES controller. The 8BitDo SNES, I think, looks, I think it will work a little bit better for this because it has more buttons on it, so you can define like different buttons for different options. Because right now there's this little like menu button right here, which will bring up the F12 menu, which allows you to do things within MiSTer. So I've sort of mapped it to this. So that's a good idea for you to do that. Then that way you don't need the keyboard. I mean, you still could have the keyboard, but I just really wanted you guys to understand, like in the basic form, you can do a lot with it, and with a simple memory upgrade, you can do even more. So I just feel like, oh, there's no lag with this controller. It's so little. I mean, if there is, you really don't notice it. And think about it. I'm playing this through an Elgato, through an HDMI switch. You'd expect if there was lag, I would really be noticing it, but there's really little to no lag. So let's go back to what I was talking about before. Go to the cores. So now I can actually use SNES too, and NES. So we'll just do one real quick, and I'll show you what that looks like. But the memory upgrade was so easy, guys. Like, you just plug it in. That's it, and it's done. So keep in mind, when you load the new core, it will go to a black menu. You'll have to hit either F12 or your F12 equivalent button, and then you can go back into doing things right here. And here you still have the same. You have those same options. You can stretch the image if you want, and then here you can load your, load whatever game you want. I was interested in doing Star Fox because Star Fox historically emulates like total ass on everything, and it plays really, really well on here. So actually, I wanted to go and see what we're doing on time. Maybe I know how long we've been going. I don't even know. It should tell me somewhere, but for some reason I can't see anything. I'm using I refined my whole entire. I've been live for 16 minutes, I think. Dude, I can never keep it to 15. I promise. I gotta start doing it. It's so easy to start talking and you lose track of time. But I do. My hopes is that we use this. We kind of continue to go down this path of MiSTer together, and I'll go through, like, we've done the memory upgrade, but I want to do more of a walkthrough. We might start the next one with like a clean or a clean DE10 Nano, and we just do it from scratch, because I feel like videos like that would have been helpful for me. There was some out there, but it's cool to be able to have someone help you from the start. Get yourself up and running, especially if it's something that seems a little bit intimidating. And for me, I'd never messed with this before, but luckily there was, it's Smoke Monster, I think, right? Yeah, it's not Smoke Dragon, it's Smoke Monster, but he was really helpful. He's got a lot of data points out there, so I did use his, YouTube channel for some guidance initially. But this game actually emulates gets recreated really, really well. And if you've played this before. If you played this before, you'd know that this has a lot of challenges when it comes to emulation because of the Super FX chip, but this just cranks right through it, no problem at all. I did want to ask you guys how the sound sounds for you guys on your end, because sometimes I can't tell how loud it is on your end, but I don't know if I have the buttons set correctly. Let's see. I don't think I mapped them right, but all right. I don't think I have roll. Oh, I did have roll mapped. Sweet. But yeah, it plays awesome. And the funny thing is, I was playing this on this crappy China emulation device that I had, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so much better on this than it is on that thing. I don't know about you guys, but this was like a really cool childhood. Oh shit, this was a really fun childhood game for me. I loved this game. It kind of, I guess, sort of stood the test of time. I don't know what you guys think. It's fun. I mean, it's when when 3D graphics were like pretty, pretty much in its infancy, so this kind of stuff didn't look amazing, but I don't know, it's still a really fun game, and it has like a pretty cool soundtrack to it. So if you've never checked out Star Fox before, definitely do it. I think I rented it. I don't think I owned it. So I'm with you right there on being a little bit on the more poorer side when I was a kid growing up. So there was a rich kid up the street that his dad was a doctor, and he had like every freaking game system. I remember he had do you guys remember the game system that had Smurfs on it? Was that ColecoVision? I can't remember. It had Smurfs and Zaxxon, and I remember Zaxxon just looked badass. So let me know if you guys know if I'm getting that right, if it's ColecoVision. I think it even had a steering wheel on it. His dad was a doctor though, so he could afford. It was like we would maybe get fun stuff on Christmas time, and he'd just like it'd just be like any like normal day, and his dad'd be like, yeah, here you go, kid. Here's your ColecoVision. You shut up and go to the basement and play some ColecoVision. Stop bothering me, kid. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever watch Home Alone. I grew up on the East Coast, and there's a scene in Home Alone where the next door neighbor is asking where they're going on their trip to some guy who's like driving the family to the airport or something like that. And he's like, I don't know, kids. Quit bothering me. Hit the road. So that's kind of how his dad was. His dad was like, hit the road, kid. Go in the basement and play some ColecoVision, huh? Yeah, get out of my face. Quit bothering me. He's like, you know what grinds my gears? You grind my gears. Now go play some video games. That's what grinds my gears, when you're in my face. So anyways, yeah, I was having a wicked, for those of you that watched that video of the arcade in the airport, TF Green Airport in Providence, Rhode Island, it reminded me of, there is no place, by the way, called Quahog, Rhode Island, just so you know. So if you are a Family Guy fan, that is a fictitious town. But there are a lot of Rhode Island references in that show that are real, and that's actually where I grew up. So that's where I went for Thanksgiving. It sounds like the Jerky Boys. Hey, I don't know. I don't remember any of the Jerky Boys. I remember like having the tapes. I think I had Jerky Boys tapes, like tape deck shit. I can't remember what button I had them. But yeah, because it definitely wasn't CDs, right? It wouldn't have been Jerky Boys CDs. I think it was tapes. Gosh, how old am I? I feel old. Actually, the other day, someone said this to me, and I want to know what you guys think. Someone was like, "Hey, do you think you'll do YouTube in like 10 years? Like your beard is gonna be all gray by then." And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, why wouldn't I? I don't know. I mean, us old guys are just gonna get older, so I mean, I just gotta be under the, I'm just gonna be old, but I don't mind. Anyways, yeah, it was a tape. It was tapes. But then we'd tape tapes, right? So it'd be all, he'll turn into Glenn. I don't know. Glenn's still super cool, though. Like, I look up to Glenn. I think Glenn's a good dude. I really look up to Glenn. So anyways, you guys can see the emulation on this thing. Frank Rizzo. Yeah, exactly. That's all we got for right now. I just wanted to show you that, hey, we could update the memory on this thing really easy. Keep in mind, I think I put links in the description. You're going to want to get one of these little USB hubs if you just go with the base kit, because you'll want something to plug in your keyboard and your controller. Now, you could go with a wired controller too. I just went with a Bluetooth one because eventually what I view this thing as is being something that I can maybe sit in my living room and just have like, have the games I want to play loaded on it. So it's like having a, sorry guys, it's not where I meant to go. I'm going to lower the audio real quick. It is like having, like a Super NT or a Mega SG. It's really, really good. So, I mean, keep in mind, you're getting an awesome experience with this thing. So just, I think you'd be really happy with it, and you can start, maybe it's something that you get yourself as a Christmas thing, or ask for someone to get it for you for Christmas because the pricing isn't super outrageous, and you can have a lot of fun with just the base level kit. Like I said, you don't even need the memory upgrade if you're going to do things like Sega Genesis and TurboGrafx 16, and then also, here's the other list of games. Any of these games on this list right here, you can, or any of these systems, you can load these cores without requiring. Now, one core I haven't really played with is the arcade core. I haven't really played with that much yet, so I'm excited to check that out and get that going. But that's it, guys. That's all I had. I appreciate you guys joining these. I don't know if I'm going to have another one this week or not. Time has been really, really tough for me lately with getting back to work from the vacation and everything. So I don't know. There is actually, I'll share this with you guys since you guys join in for these and you're a smaller knit group that comes into these, but I do, I do have actually 2 mods that I'm potentially doing. I don't know if they're going to be Arcade 1-Up related or not. And then I also have the Toy Shark coming this week, although it was weird. I looked on the Toy Shark, I looked on the, Walmart website, and it says it was delayed due to a mechanical issue with the UPS truck or something. I've literally never logged into UPS tracking and it ever say something that it was a problem with the mechanics on the I don't know, I guess the vehicle or whatever. I thought that was really weird. But anyway, so I got that going. My whole thing is I want to really focus on that Toy Shark thing. So I'm gonna make sure I do a really thorough review of that, which should be fun. Having it come on Thursday or Friday versus Thursday is going to make it really difficult for me though, because I had planned on doing it on Thursday. But I have a little secret. The intro on that thing is going to be really funny. I think if you watch the show or the channel, you'll get the references. But it will be a funny intro. I think you guys will appreciate it. It's kind of an Easter egg to the people that watch the channel on a regular basis. So anyways, guys, that's it for me for now. Thanks so much for joining. Oh, shoot. Did I just rip my... Oh, damn. My microphone just got really weird all of a sudden. It has really echoey. Oh, whoa. Do you guys hear that? That's weird. I got some, like, crazy feedback on my microphone. Did you guys hear that? Anyways, we'll see. I'm not going to give it away. So, guys, that's it. I know I am totally turning into my parents where I'm Italian and I can't say goodbye. I'm like, yeah, and we're going, but we're not going. And I'm going to keep talking, but I'm not going to keep talking. But, yeah, I did want to mention one more thing. Let's see how many, I'll keep saying one more thing. How many of you guys are in here? There's 38 of you guys in here. What do you guys think? Let me get to a different view here. Hold on. Let's go to no overlay view. Okay. I know. Let me see if I can fix this. Hold on. This is bugging me. This lighting situation is bothering me. Oh, whoa, that does not help. Okay, maybe that helps. I don't know. Anyways, it's bugging me that it's kind of like I look like I'm in a weird box. Let's see if I can fix it. See, I get fixated on stuff because of my OCD, and then it's not good. All right, I can't really fix it right now. We'll worry about that later. But what do you guys think about this? So the at-game system, right? I cover it pretty thoroughly, and I was just wondering, do you guys want me to do videos for every single firmware release? Because I just feel like, yes, they keep adding features, but I'll say this again. Can we get GhostRalph back? Oh, yeah. You want GhostRalph back? Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? This is a good time to bring out GhostRalph because I personally get annoyed with having to make a video on every single firmware release because honestly, some firmware releases don't deserve videos. I mean, some of them are just kind of like, okay, we added a feature. You can map buttons. Like, do I need to do a video on just that? I mean, I could, but I mean, it's almost like offensive to you guys. I think you guys can go and look. All right, oh, cowboy. Shit, oh, the hat. If you guys wait, I can do it as Cowboy RetroRalph. I could, if you wanted. I could do my whole thing. I'll wait for some feedback on that really quick, but bye-bye, one more thing. So I'll wait. The hat is somewhat... This hat is somewhat accessible, so if I need it, we'll wait. All right. Okay. Exactly, a monthly roll-up. I mean, seriously. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. So hold on. Where's my damn cowboy hat? Come on. Come on. Seriously? Thought I had the cowboy hat around. Oh, here it is. All right, guys, hold on. Here I come. Hold on, one trip across my green screen. Man, I'm getting fat. All right. Oh, wait, I can't put my headphones on as Cowboy RetroRalph. I'll have to do this. Hi, man. Well, you know what really does bother me is I'm just minding my P's and Q's, and video game systems used to be plug and play. I would put my game in and I'd play my game. Well, now, at-games comes onto the scene, and I got this connected arcade, which I do enjoy, but, these updates are just coming at such a frantic pace. I'm a simple kind of guy, so to have, update after update, my personal opinion on this is that why wouldn't I wait a couple days? I'm not just going to listen to some YouTuber who tells me, that I should just load it right now. I mean, the only thing I'm quick to draw on is if there's a deer in the yard and I'm going to kill it to eat it. That's the only thing I'm quick to draw on. Or if there's some asshole coming in my backyard stepping on my farmland, I will shoot you dead. But I ain't going to go be all, all over the place and loading software all up on my shizzo. Shizzo? All up on my shit. Get off my land, boy. So anyways, I don't know, man. My personal opinion is that when software is released, you give it time to bake. Just like you wouldn't, I know you get hungry, you put a loaf of bread in the oven. Sure, you'd love to take it out and try it before it's ready, but the yeast needs time to rise, and so does the software. At least that's my motto. So let that software bake before you try it first, because I experienced some of the games, the bring your own ROMs, they won't work anymore. Not all of them, but some of them won't work after you do the update. So just wait a couple days, because then they'll do a subsequent update and get it all patched up for you. So don't be all shotgun and just loading shit all over the place. I mean, shoot, that's like sleeping. No, never mind. That's really inappropriate. All right, guys. Well, we gotta go for now. So just do updates with some guidance and respect for what they are. Because, these teams are working on this stuff and they're cranking this stuff out, but don't be the QA tester for at games. Just wait a couple days, because there's going to be a couple of schlubs out there that I guarantee will load that stuff day one. And don't let that be you. Just let it bake for a couple days, and then you'll be good to go. Just like I go up to Bessie, I start milking her, and, sometimes she ain't ready. I ain't going to keep pulling on her udder and just keep pulling on it, right? I mean, sometimes things aren't ready. There's other things you might not want to pull on if they're not ready, if you know what I mean. So anyways, guys, that's it for now, man. Cowboy RetroRalph is tired. All this technology really does, make me tired these days. Because back in my day, we had a Atari 2600, and I was hanging out with my boy Glenn, and he would come over with a cartridge, and we would slip that thing in and turn it on, and that was it. Might have to mess with the RF switch a little bit in the back to make sure it's not fuzzy, but other than that shit, we were good to go. We were happier than pigs and shit. So just enjoy your at-game system for what it is right now, and, what could possibly go wrong, man? But don't be an early adopter day one, man. Just wait a couple days. I do suggest you pick one up, because the system's pretty cool, but no need to update the shit every 2 seconds, okay? And I might just do, so yeehaw, rub and tug, whatever. All right, guys, that's it. This is so stupid. I'm losing you. There's 29 of you. There was 40 before. Some people don't like Cowboy RetroRalph. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for participating. You guys are awesome. Honestly, I'll tell you this. This is like no Cowboy RetroRalph. This is and I am always very real with you guys, but I've been having a rough couple of days. And the one thing, there's really two things in my life right now that bring me joy. There's a third one, but it's my kids and Kim, and the third one is not my job. It's actually you guys. So being able to do this and having the support of you guys, it does like uplift my day. And I've been having a couple of rough days at work, as we all do. And so, maybe, I don't know if it's the same for you as it is for me. Maybe joining this brings some joy to your day, and I hope it does, but it brings a ton to my day. I'm not lying, guy. It's really, really awesome to have built this community to the size that it is. And you guys make me, it just makes me laugh. You guys are awesome. So anyways, that's it for now. We will see you on the next one, guys. And we have to put the play music out here. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for joining, guys. If you are new to the stream, if this is your first time, please consider subscribing. And, yeah, like, comment, tell me what you thought. And that's it. I can't say bye for the life of me. I don't know why. But I'm going to have to. I have to say goodbye. Because that's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. Thanks, guys.